Yeah. How are you today?
Very good. Ready to race.
I was walking down trying to find you, and then Dylan stops me, your son. And so I got to interview son. What a great kid.
Great kid. Head of Tasca Racing PR. Starting him young.
No doubt. You hear that, Dylan? You head of PR. What does PR mean?
Public relations.
Public relations.
Yeah.
So is this the hardest part, sitting here waiting?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For me, the greatest anxiety is not being able to get a chance to do it. I think I'm at peace when the body comes down and the car's running and you're ready to stage the car because you know you got a shot at it, right? So just waiting and, getting ready to go through your routine, just get me in that race car and start it up. That's what I want to do.
Is it a high every time you race?
Oh, yeah, and it's nothing. You can't explain it. You can't relate to it outside of what we do. These cars accelerate so hard, so fast, that it's difficult to even explain it.
You know, so I'm a skydiver, and I try to explain to people that never done it before what the exhilaration is like. I can't imagine exhilaration of 330 just pumping out what you do. Is there a way to kind of tell the NHRA fans like what's the pump like? What's the impact like?
Well, first off, I think you're crazier than me because I'm never going to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but I can only imagine what that rush of adrenaline feels like. When you get in one of these cars, I describe it as a violent event. The race car is like an explosion, and you're doing your best to harness that energy and getting it down the racetrack in the center of the groove, and then ultimately stopping it, right? I mean, that's a big part of what we do. So, from the moment you hit that throttle to the moment you get out of that race car, it's, the most intense 3.8 seconds I live in my life.
Well, it's kind of like me. I have to hurry and find a parachute to stop myself.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Is there a moment where you can't find that button, or is it just a button, or is it a lever? Like, what is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, so we have a lever, and I've always laughed. I think it's the greatest feeling you ever feel in one of these cars is when the parachutes come out, because you feel that negative G-force, and there's certain tracks that we go to with the parachutes out, you still don't think you can stop the car.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's how fast you're going over a football field every half second when you pass half track. So, these things are pretty extraordinary, and we're happy we got a couple parachutes behind us to stop us.
Has the parachutes ever not opened for you?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like how you say that, because in my world, when you talk like that, they didn't open.
No.
By the way, my parachutes have 1,100 jumps. They've always opened.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing for you, right? So in our cars, we do have parachute failures. There's a lot of turbulence behind the car. There's crosswinds to deal with. So there have been many times the parachutes haven't deployed or didn't deploy properly. But as a driver, your role is to stop the car. And as long as you're on the brakes, I have a routine. I go for the chutes one time only. If they don't come out, my secondary chute is the brake. You have a backup chute. My secondary means of stopping is the brake. And if you're on the brakes hard enough, soon enough, and long enough, you'll stop the car with these carbon fiber brakes pretty much on any racetrack in the country. Now, you may smoke the brakes out and probably give the guys a lot of work to do to get them back into race shape. But we can stop them without parachutes.
In my world, we have a reserve chute, which is a second chute. Why?
Have you ever had to pull that?
I've never had to.
That's good.
Yeah, I've had some problems with my chutes. I get to fix it, but
Yeah.
but how come? Why not invent a reserve like a second button?
Well, we have two chutes, so we do have a reserve. But
don't they both come out at the same time?
They do. They both come out at the same time, which is what you want because you have such a negative G-force. If they're not out together, when you decelerate or hit the brake, the parachute's chasing the car. So you want the chutes both to go out. Your best chance of having them deploy is getting them out under throttle. So they're hitting the air at max power before you step. Just stepping off the throttle in these cars is, negative a couple of G's stepping off the throttle. So you want the chutes to come out when you're basically still under power.
I'm so glad we're having this parachute conversation because our max speed is about 150 or they break.
Yes.
They'll rip open. So you're 330 and I don't understand how they're especially ultra sewn or ultra fabrics.
Yeah, we got great parachutes, but to be quite frank, they don't live.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they'll blow panels out. They'll break. They'll break and shred over time. We try to stay ahead of it, start to see some wear and tear on them, and switch them out. Particularly when we're at short racetracks like Pomona, for example. we'll put new chutes on, every day if we have to, because that's a track you want them to come out.
If one parachute comes out, does the car tend to go to one direction?
No, they center out because they're both connected to the center of the rear end, the pumpkin. So if one or two comes out, they either split the air or they'll go to the middle. I can tell you when both come out, you feel it. When one comes out, you kind of feel it, but you're on those brakes heavy. But like I said, even with no parachutes, if you do your job, you can stop the car.
I respect your sport so much. That's why I'm here. To me, it's crazy. You think I'm crazy, but I think you're crazy.
Well, it's great to have you guys out. Appreciate you covering the event. Incredible fans here at Sonoma. We won this race last year, so got a lot of great memories here. We're going to try to do it again.
Good luck, man.
Thank you very much.
Pulling for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, man. That was awesome.